American University presidential historian Allan Lichtman joins me now, already shaking his head. Allan, great to see you. I know every time you hear it, my first thought was, why would he ever agree to be recorded? He was speaking to a veteran journalist who has written a book about almost every single president. Before we get to the content, why do you think, Allan, he agreed to this?
Pathological ego. Donald Trump thinks he's smarter than everyone. He thinks he's more cunning than everyone. He thinks he's more charming than anyone. And he convinced himself to believe the utter illusion that somehow he could charm Bob Woodward into accepting what people around Trump have called Trump's alternative view of reality, which only exists in his head.
So the president yesterday calling this a political hit job, even though he spoke with Woodward 18 times for this book. So let's talk about what he actually said to Woodward and how damaging and damning it is for President Trump.
It's far more damning than we even heard from the commentators. It's not just that he played down the virus. That's part of it. A more important part of it is that he did the opposite of what he should have been doing to deal with the virus, leaving aside playing it down. Look what he did. He held numerous rallies with people packed into indoor venues in the thousands, no masks, no social distancing, when he knew that this virus was deadly and was being transmitted by air. He downplayed the wearing of masks. He downplayed social distancing. He tried to countermand the orders of governors to shut down part of their economy. He continues to mock the wearing of masks. This is not just downplaying the virus. This is taking action in a way that makes the virus far more deadly, and he knew it. This is the greatest dereliction of duty in the history of the U.S. presidency. It has
and 190
cost us tens of thousands, maybe more than 100,000 lives.
Yeah, 190,000 Americans have died, and President Trump is saying, Allan, he didn't want to create panic. Do you buy that argument at all? Will his supporters buy that he didn't want to create unnecessary panic around the virus?
If you buy that argument, you can buy my claim that at 5'6", 140 pounds, I'm the heavyweight champion of the world. It doesn't even pass the sniff test, much less the smell test. First of all, you could rally the country to do the kinds of things to save lives and save infections without causing panic. Numerous countries did that. There was no panic. You know, South Korea, they had their first death the same day we did, or their first case, and they confronted it, they dealt with it, they rallied their people, and today their death toll is in the hundreds. Ours is approaching 200,000. You know, the American people rallied after Pearl Harbor. They rallied after 9/11. They rallied after the Civil War. And by the way, what is Trump's whole campaign based on? Causing panic. Elect Joe Biden, your streets are going to burn. The criminals will be attacking your houses. The suburbs will be abolished. This is a guy who's worried about causing panic. Come on. How could you possibly believe that?
Final question for you this morning. A lot of people are saying Bob Woodward should have come forward with this sooner. He has a responsibility to tell people what Trump was saying behind the scenes. What do you think about that?
Well, he doesn't have nearly the responsibility that Trump did, but I think there is some truth to that argument. You know, I understand he felt he needed to totally verify and put it into context, but this reminds me a bit of John Bolton, you know, who had vitally important information and held it until he published his book. I do think there are some ethical conundrums to be confronted there.
All right, Allan Lichtman, always great to have you with us. We'll talk to you soon.